The problem these days is the children are in the room, not the adults. What am I talking about? I'm talking about debate. I recently saw an old debate. It must have been from about 50 years ago. The two parties involved couldn't be more diametrically opposed. You had Enoch Powell, I suppose representing right or far right, and you had a guy called Jonathan Miller, who was probably as left or as liberal as he could get. It was an old Dick Cavett show. I think he's still around, actually, dating from the early 1970s. And what struck me was, A, the adults were in the room. As a result, you listened accordingly. Nobody was going for the cheap snipe shot or the entertainment shock jockey value. None of that at all. You had grown men in the room, each side. And you listened. And not only that, they were given time to speak. And if they were going to cut across each other, which they didn't, because also respect was in the room, but that just simply wouldn't have been tolerated. And as a result, you were able to make an informed decision. You know, you can have all the entertainment in the world, but then you will look past arguments. You won't certainly be able to make a reasoned decision. There was respect not only for each other, but there was respect for the audience. And the audience's ability to sit back, digest each argument, and make an informed decision. It's just called respect. And it's out the window these days because you're talking entertainment, or who can shout the loudest, or who can make the most bizarre statement. You know, ad hominem attacks, all this kind of crap. Straw men, whatever. It's like two goddamn kids. If you've ever been a parent, they're having a fight. You take one, that corner, you in the other corner. Shut up! What happened? Okay, shut up! What happened? That's how it works. And you're able to make a decision. For God's sake, will you? Instead of trying to make a name for themselves, why don't they just grow up?